Dungeons and Dragons.
And junk drawer. Everybody dance. Everybody dance. Everyone can do this very simple dance. Go like this, and it's not made up.
Dun dun dun, and now we dance.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Dungeons and Dragons and Junk Drawer.
Ding!
We are back, ding, with another new episode for you, written fresh off the presses by this pen. Yes, it's a pen press. We are going to start off our shout-outs this week with the man himself, Mike Spillane.
Hey, so make sure you follow us on Instagram at The Junk Drawer Show. I just posted some more art of Carlos because he's been having fun with markers and we're enjoying it, so we're going to keep posting it. But if it sucked, maybe we wouldn't. I don't know.
I guess that's right.
Fucking savage.
Hey, Carlos, that's me saying you're good. And other shout out is to the Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando, because over the weekend, me and Mal adopted a new puppy, Eloise. She's 2 months old. She's adorable, and she's a little ass kicker. So we're very excited. Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando is an awesome place, so support them if you can. Cool.
Do they do shipping?
Probably not. No.
Okay.
Only if you poke holes in the back.
Oh,
so
that
it can
makes
breathe.
sense. Yeah, until they go faster.
Yeah.
More aerodynamic. Up next, the man who pokes holes in puppies, Josh Delgado.
Oh, hello. I don't poke them in puppies. I poke them in the boxes so that they get to me faster. That I can then poke holes in them.
I mean,
nothing. I
way.
don't really have a lot of shout outs. We have the standard one that we all know is going to come up in approximately 30 seconds. But I think let's do a little shout out to Wall Street Bets for attempting to take down Melvin Capital and Citadel. And,
Love you.
yeah. I may be
Yeah.
down right now, but I got diamond fucking hands, boys.
Hold the line, man. My AMC stock to the moon.
Yeah. The only question you have to ask yourself is, what color is my Lambo going to be? And
What color
The
is your
answer?
Lambo gonna
The
be?
answer? Metallic mint green.
oh yeah,
Oh, that's the best one.
if you lick it, does it taste like candy?
That's the goal. I want it to taste like mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Ooh, we got a business here.
We're on to something.
And you know who's not going to
If
get
this
into
whole
that
Wall
business?
Street Bets doesn't think out.
You know who's not going to get into that business?
I have a hunch.
I know.
His name starts with a D and ends with Ickface.
Daryl?
But
Dennis.
we do like to call him Donovan. So, as is tradition, let's shoot him a big old fuck you. All right? Cool? All right, we're good. All right, in 3, 2, 1.
Fuck
you.
you,
Donovan?
And
I like the different paces. I wanted to mix it up. So, back to you, Pat.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
The courtesy, Michael.
Yeah. Courtesy. Michael.
Courtesy Nissan, Michael.
Up next, with more to shout out, Dice Daddy himself.
Oh my God, that's me. I'm the daddy. You're all my children. Yeah, just like to shout out Roll20 for being an awesome platform. Recently found out about these really cool game add-ons that because I was frankly tired of really gross things being drawn on the maps that so beautifully David Hemingway and Mythic Portal Games and other places have made art for. So we have a new extension on Roll20 that is going to be easier for you guys to do spells, and wanted to also shout out Fig Newtons. Fig Newtons, I didn't understand you when I was a kid, but now I'm 30 years old and I do. Back to you, Pat.
All right. Good times. Last but certainly not least of our shout outs, we have Carlos, the artiste of the group.
Hello. First, I want to shout out to Random Encounter Productions. That's the other group that I play with. I haven't shouted them out in a while. Wow, I'll say that 3 times fast. So if you want, go ahead and check them out. Give them a like, subscribe. They're also cool people. They do all these different things. I'm in their Disasters and Dangers game that runs on Monday nights. With them. You can check them out on Twitch, YouTube, all that jazz. Twitch, they are Random Encounter Prod, Prod. And then they actually just started a new show called The Archives that airs on Thursdays, where they essentially recap, like a 1 hour recap for their disaster shows from Monday. And every week they have a player as like their guest star, and this Thursday it'll be me. So I will be actually on their archives on Thursday, kind of just recapping Monday's episode, which was kind of a clusterfuck. So it'll be fun.
Man, how exciting it is to come here where things are not clusterfucky at all.
No, not at all. Like, I don't go from group to group just causing chaos. Never. And then my second shout out is to antibiotics. Thank you for making me not feel like shit, even though you make me feel like shit. You guys know what I mean.
Make me feel like, shit.
Shit. Back to you, Pat. Speaking of shit.
Hey, it takes one to know one. You're
not wrong.
Yeah, well, whatever. I would like to shout out my wife, as I always do before we start every game. Thank you for letting me play Imagination with you guys and doing all of the dishes that we have tonight. Woo woo. I would also like to shout out the Netflix documentary Game Changers. Check that out. My wife and I just actually decided to go back to a full plant-based diet. We do allow ourselves to cheat, but we're back. It's been almost 2 weeks now. We've been back on a full plant-based diet, and I feel good, feeling lighter, feeling more energetic. That's exciting, and I think that's all I got. So, with that being said, now that we've reached the end of our announcement journey,
Dice Daddy, whenever you're ready.
I'm ready right now. Okay, so go right into it. Last time we were all together, we
punched a baby. No,
I mean, spoilers, man. We're getting there. And that baby's name was Egan. So you fought a massive giant who had just killed one of the avatars of Helm, a very close personal friend of Thokk and Campaign 1's Rufio, dissipated in his arms. Thokk saw something very interesting as Duke's body was leaving, or his spirit was leaving his body, as we saw a familiar face of Manutep. Shenanigans ensued. The gang were able to overpower Egan and muscle him through. And eventually they were just learning more information, to which he just continuously mocked them, but did willingly give said information. Thor and Loki had a moment. Alder was having that eerie feeling of being watched, and Thokk, being Thokk, thought a door made out of rocks was not. When he put his arms through, he still thought it was a thing. Eventually, when the group reconvened, a very dry, spectre-like Manu appeared and said that didn't understand why they were sitting around and that they needed to assist the captain or the Queen's Guard with the situation that was going on, which Captain Morninglight was reunited with his first mate Tsunami, to which he got a right cross in the face or uppercut. Eventually, you guys were able to get to the more fancier district, passing all of this kind of waves of destruction, and you guys were able to defeat multiple guard drakes, a wyvern, and I believe one of you possibly has a wyvern pet, which I'm not even prepared for that kind of chaos. But you guys were successful in defeating the different armies. I'm actually going to just move us back to our regular home page because I don't think we'll need anything else tonight, because then you might have to give me a minute. But from there, we will kind of take it in the regard of Loki. You are currently on top of your new wyvern friend. Sue and the others are currently down kind of in the wake of this battle. And you have just finally defeated and you have saved the so-called hand of the kingdom.
No worries, little guy. It's we're here to help.
And you just see Farrah like look back. He's like, I'm the little guy.
I mean, you're not like super tall. You're just kind of average height.
Thanks. Where were you guys?
you know, doing stuff. Cool stuff.
Cool
So
stuff.
did we win? Can I come
you
down
see-
now?
Yeah, no, we're, and I'll just kind of give him a thumbs up in the sky. Yeah.
Cool, I'll be right there. Don't say anything cool without me. And I fly down.
Oh my god, what can I say without him? What can I say without him?
Roll a animal handling check.
Butt soup.
Me?
Yeah, you, the
Thank
one
you.
who's on the fucking wild animal.
I like to be sure. 18.
18. Let's see what they rolled. Yeah, all right. So you're able to kind of like steer through your conquests of being a young prince. You do have experience with riding different kinds of animals, and you're able to safely, although kind of jerkedly, land this wyvern very safely on the ground. But it does still seem very aggressive towards everyone.
Hey, what do we talk about up there? You make a wrong move, you're not going to be around very long. As
And looking at you.
yeah, as he's looking at me, I pull some of the berries out that I have, the good berry mushrooms,
Mm-hmm.
and I put 5 into my hand, and I kind of put it close to him, and I, with my I can talk to him. I got speech of beast and leaf. I say, do you want these? They're good. Now they go in your mouth, not in your nose.
And you just see him, and he nudges them out of your hand, and they fall to the ground.
All
And
right,
he
well,
just looks at you,
fuck you then.
and he just kind of sits menacingly.
I'm going to stand so I can still keep a corner of my eye on him, but I'm still presenting toward the conversation that's happening with Pharaoh.
And so Fear is looking at the group, and he goes, "Okay, I see everyone. Where is Duke back at the chapel?"
About that. I
You
was
could say
actually
that.
gonna
He
try
is
to
kind of-
pull you aside.
What
He-
what is he mean? And you're just slowly pulling him. He's like, "What are you talking?"
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm just gonna put
what's
my
the-
arm around him and walk him away from everybody.
And he's like, you have your arm around me, which makes me very uncomfortable. Not because of, you being you, but usually when people have arms around each other and we're walking side by side, it's not usually like great news.
It's not. He didn't make it.
Okay. I
He,
have several questions.
hopefully I can answer them.
Okay. First, how did he not make it? I don't know if you've experienced him in a fight. He usually is the one that keeps everyone else up.
I know, but unfortunately I got there too late. And usually, you know how we clerics are, we can bring almost anyone back, except when they've been disintegrated. And there's no body to bring back.
So we can't even put him to rest.
No. He is dust. He's gone. Like, gone. And I look at my hands,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm assuming obviously there's no remnants of him left.
No,
But-
but there's still like occasionally you do still see that caked kind of what was left of him, but not to the extent of like a body.
Yeah. Thankfully it was as quick as I guess it could be. But I tried my best. If I would have done anything. And Egan was still too strong.
So I'm gonna try to be very professional only because the friends are here and I can definitely cry later. This is a very big problem now that we're down in Avatar. There's 2 left and I'm one of them.
I know.
Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna round up whatever party this is, and there's a makeshift war room in the chamber of the castle. I suggest that we try to get there quickly and as quietly as possible, as to not get hit by any further fire giants. Fair?
Yeah, and we should probably head back to the rest so that we don't have to repeat ourselves. But I don't know if you can send or call or anything, but if you need me, just holler.
Okay. Will do. You and he gestures over there. Round them up. I'm going to try to round up anyone else we have left, and I'll meet you in the capital.
Hey, is the queen gonna
Anywhere in
be
Pacific?
where we're going? Is she gonna be there?
And he kind of leans over and he goes, "Yes. Yeah. That's the war room is gonna. We need to figure out what the hell we're doing at this point."
Got it. Okay. I just need to have like just a chat with her. You know, it's not a big deal. Cool. All about the war room. Great.
Okay. And looks back at you, Thokk, and he goes, I'm going to try to round up. I'm going to assume anyone who's not a fire giant and is fighting a fire giant, bring him to the war room. Fair?
Fair.
Okay. And you see him like go to that pile where his armor was, and you just see him look at it, and it just lifts back onto him. Puts the helmet screen down, and he goes, "Okay, I'll be back. Please, subtlety," as this guy in giant clanking gold armor leaves.
I start laughing as he says subtlety. Okay, who are we missing? Who's around? And I'll look around.
So you currently have your party, and then Manu and Cyril.
Okay. I guess start heading to the war room and see if we can gather around anybody else along the way. Any thoughts?
Anything in particular that you need the ship to do?
What is it currently set as? It's currently set to departure quickly in case of an attack, right?
Correct. I mean, most likely we'll have Hansu manning the helm, but he doesn't have a direct
Or
direction. Yes, you need to make some orders now, Captain. Yeah.
Hey, Thokk, just real quick. You know, maybe you'd want to go back to the ship, maybe gather some able-bodied individuals that may be on the boat, maybe pull some people that you trust and that would be good in a fight from the boat, and then let them know what to do in case we get hit with Enya and other guy, Flevlog.
that's not a bad idea. How far is the ship from where we're at? Like, can I see the ship?
So you're in the main district. You would be able to, from originally where you came from, you were able to see where the docks were. So you have a general idea if you go from the upper district to the mid class to the lower class, that eventually you get to the market district / dock.
Okay, so it's not like
a hike, but
it's a bit of a hike. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it to. I'm gonna be like, well, let's have the ship where it is right now. We'll figure out what we're doing, and worst case, you can ensure that the people that are currently on the ship get to safety, and I'll go with these guys. Or a lot of this is going to determine how the conversation goes in the battle room.
Real quick, just to jump in one more time, Thokk, before you make that final decision. If we are in fact going to be fighting Flevlog and Enya at some point in the very near future, you may very well want to see any friends, family, loved ones that may be on the boat. one more time.
Yeah,
And
but
you
I'm
just
assuming.
see Sue just shaking her head, and then looking at Thokk.
I'm just torn between going to the battle room and making the trek to that.
We won't start talking strategy until you get back.
Okay.
Hey, and I'm gonna pull Loki in close to me, and I'm gonna gesture to both of us. Never lose an opportunity to say goodbye.
All right. I'll meet you guys in a bit then. Sue, go back to the ship then.
Yeah. And Manu goes, I can be in your place, no problem. I've been working on my Thokk impression.
Great. Can't wait to hear all about it.
Oh no, he has a preview. Manually breathe in. Manually breathe out.
I mentally
That's pretty
just say.
good.
I mentally
Thank
just
you.
say "fuck you" in his head.
For you? No. What?
That's not how you spell that.
That's not how you spell that.
And I'll walk off.
Before he walks off, or as
Oh,
he's walking off,
sad.
Loki has an idea, and it says, Thokk, when's the last time you've talked to a Shiki?
It was Alice Storms, maybe.
Been a long time, I think.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah.
Yeah.
It occurs to me that if we're going up against something as grandiose as two fire giants of the highest order, maybe a follower of Ioun might be able to give us some vital information.
You're not wrong. The only problem is I could only cast it one more time at a 5th level today.
We should wait for tomorrow.
Yes.
You know, just in case.
Though, I mean, you're not wrong, but we also have to start planning, yeah? And
Yeah.
to plan, more information is going to be useful. And if it's the end of the
Let-
day, now's the time to use it.
Not
I would
the end
say-
of the day, though.
Let's
is it not?
wait until he gets to the war room first, because he might still need to handle himself on his way to the boat and on the way back. So
I'm not saying when to do it. I'm just saying today.
No. Like I
be-
definitely agree with you that we should do it. Like
Yeah, thank
whether
you,
it's
Thokk,
today or
for
tomorrow.
seeing me.
Yeah. Getting as much information as we can, especially now that we're in Valoria, that we can even inform them with whatever information we can learn, is definitely a benefit.
Yeah. And I doubt my Calcio team is here, but perhaps they could be of some use. They seem to follow me when they're not drunk.
they also probably don't recognize you right now.
Yeah, I can transform when I want, and I snap and I transform into Dremel.
Oh,
Using
that's
disguise
gonna be
self.
so confusing.
So I can I can do this whenever I want, so it doesn't really matter which one you
creepy.
like better. If you want this all the time, I'm just gonna have to have my morning routine. But if not, I can do this for like an hour at a time, super easy.
No, it's all good. You
No.
can. You,
Now that I know who you are, I'm very
can go
uncomfortable.
back.
It's like
Yeah.
you're wearing a furbolg suit.
Right,
Yeah, it's
because
kinda weird.
because Loki is just so impressive that you love him so much that anyone else would not be quite up to snuff, would
Totally
he?
not the reason.
No.
Yeah, well, that's
It's
what I'm going to tell
weird.
myself, and that's how I get to sleep at night.
It's just I'm more uncomfortable with people taller than me, so if you can just go back
I
down.
mean, he's
to-
not
Yeah.
actually taller than you, though.
Oh, that's
I don't know. I
fine.
like
I cast
like a
disguise self, and I
lanky-
do a
He's a
a
lanky
6 foot
5'2".
Dremel. I'm now a 6 foot tall Dremel.
I don't know what I like less. Sue, should we should get going. Yeah,
It's like someone
let's go.
shrunk you.
Let's
And
go.
Sue, just quiet this whole time, is like, yeah, no, we should probably go.
yeah,
This has
that
been an experience.
yeah, and now that we know that it's just like a Firbolg costume, it's weird. It's like you're like a furry or something.
Wow, that's like really mean of you to say. What's wrong with the
It's a-
furries?
I don't know. It's
You're-
a
you're
term
in-
that I literally just made up.
No, you talk to furries all the time. You got your Arya furries. You got your deer furries. You're supposed to be a
That's not
nature
furry.
boy. What
Aya's
happened
not
to
a
that?
furry. That's a feather.
Ah, so-
Thokk and Sue have already left very far away.
I just feel like our banter's better when I'm in the other costume.
It's cool to think you guys think about this stuff too. So Sue and Thokk are going off on their own. So the three of you and Manu and
Valdana?
Loki. Valdana's not with you.
No, she's at the boat.
No.
Oh, she's with
Oh,
Queen Enya.
That one.
That is correct.
Don't forget, we still got DX with us for an hour as well.
We're
And-
rolling deep right now.
And X-Pac is just like, and I'm X-Pac. And he's just crotch chopping, and the other two are just like, come on, man. And Jesse's just spelling his name. So, by the way, Loki, when you go back and you look at your new friend, the little elder mushroom good berries are gone. But it looks like he hasn't moved. Like he's still eyeing you.
And I just give, sorry, I'm stuck in Dremel again. And I give him an eye to say like, okay, I see you. We can play this game. Hey, come on, we're going to the war room. I say it in, what is it, Draconic? Is that what they speak? Yeah, I say it we're going to the war room. Are you going to come with us? Or are you just going to, fuck off on your own and die? I'll find you some mice. And a sheep eventually, but they're not going to be around. The city just got raised thanks to your old friends.
Yeah, you're gonna roll another animal handling check while the other two like figure their shit out. Nothing like verbally abusing the new feral animal that you decided to bring in as a pet.
He appreciates strength.
Yeah, but not by
Firm, but
negging
just
him.
hand.
You got to stop doing like the pickup artist shit. Be compassionate.
Modded 20.
Okay. All right. And he just begrudgingly, his wings are in. He's got his little T-Rex hands. And very slowly, he's a few paces behind you, but he is following you.
Okay. As we walk, I want to look for any sort of mouse or rodent. Just anything that I could quickly grab for him.
Go ahead and roll investigation checks. While he's doing that, Thor, Alder, what are you two doing?
I'm gonna throw my arm around Alder. So I know we were discussing Moradin. I'm still, not super familiar in this plane. Do you have any way to get to the moon?
Do I have any way to get to the
Do
moon?
you know of any way where we can just kind of go? Is there a teleportation circle, or do you guys have a Bifrost, or?
So yeah, those are words I've never heard before.
This is why I wanted to have this conversation.
Bifrost, I didn't know that frost went both ways, but
It's the Rainbow Bridge, actually.
it makes a lot of sense. Good for it. I'm happy that our frost is by.
It is everyone's frost. It connects the 9 realms. So.
Yeah, but no, I have no earthly idea what that is because it doesn't sound like anything familiar. I mean, I know that teleportation circles exist, but I don't
You've never
know them
just
that
gone
well.
to the moon. You've never just whoop, and just went
Hey.
there and.
Hey, Dice Daddy,
Yeah.
have I ever been to the fucking moon?
No, you haven't been to the fucking moon.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. No. You got to remember. So here's the thing. I know it's still fresh in all of our minds, but you and Loki are gods, and I'm not. So no. I don't know many people here that could have gone to the moon.
It's probably a good place to put the forge then, because people can't get there, and it would make sense. It's kind of hidden out. a good
So get your hammer and to what you want it to be, and to fix my staff, we have to go to the moon.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And get us like some more equipment, maybe some armor, just the coolest stuff. He's a good guy. Gotta get to the moon though. That's where it is.
And you just know that.
Mm-hmm. I've been there.
Gotcha. Okay. No, I mean, no, it seemed like you were questioning that it was there, and now you're certain that it's there. So that's where my confusion's coming from. But yeah, I'm not too knowledgeable on teleportation circles. Don't teleportation circles just teleport you to another circle, or could they teleport you anywhere?
I think it's another circle, but it would be if there was a circle there, we could just go boop boop.
Gotcha. How much do I know about the moon, Dice Daddy?
In the regard of that it's there, or just give me a little bit more detail.
What is it made of?
In the regard
Cheese.
Do I know that there's no gravity on?
No, you've never been to the moon.
Oh, I don't know what kind of, obviously, what kind of, based on where we're at, what kind of teachings there would have been that I could have picked up. Because it's either all just going to be like, fuck yeah, let's go see a new planet kind of thing. Or am I going to be like, no, logically, that's a really bad idea.
Like, space isn't something that has been very much explored in this universe. It's explorable. Okay. I also did send you something, Mike, and I DM'd you something just in case you needed it. But I mean, you know of the moon. You're just like,
it's there. You see it.
You mean the thing that Saloon put in this? Like that's a god, at least according to your wacky ass religion.
Hold on.
And I'll turn to Loki and be like, it's going to be harder to get to Moradin than we had anticipated.
Oh, are we talking about the moon?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a great spring break location. Do you
pretty
remember in 455 when we went there?
Which part?
Oh,
I had a lot of ale that time.
Yeah, I actually don't remember anything. I've been trying to remember that week for years now.
So you were asking, not... Okay.
Oh, yeah, I was genuinely asking if you remember it, because I do not.
I remember being there, and I remember getting home and Father being very upset.
Oh, yes, I'm very used to that one. Go on.
So, obviously with space, I really know nothing, and for the most part, our knowledge of how to get to the moon is pretty limited.
That's a bummer.
But, and this is going to sound weird, there's this kind of raggedy old man in the town that I grew up in who, judging by his age, he's likely dead now. But he was a crazy person for the most part who talked a lot about space and getting there. And he had a store back in Falsera. So, I mean, I don't know necessarily if it'll lead to anything, but if that's likely the only bit of knowledge that I would know of, is if maybe we went to Dr. Ashford's and see if there's anyone that's got knowledge of what the crazy old kook was talking about.
I grabbed the map that was created for me out of the bag, and I open it up. Do I see where Falsera is on the map compared to where we are?
I mean, Falsera is a very large portion of the map. It looks like we're compared to Valoria is a kingdom and it's large. Falsera is
Ancient.
A metropolis. It is fucking massive. There is a desert in between it called the Crimson Sands, but I mean, it is on that map that you do have there.
Judging from how long it took us, I probably would be great at this, but would I be able to guesstimate about how long it would take us to get from Valoria to Volsera?
If you had a ship, it would probably take about a month.
Ooh.
You're not quite sure what foot or horseback would be like.
Okay. Okay.
Quick point of information. Are we still walking to the war room, or are we in
I
the
would
war room?
assume that you guys are doing a West Wing walk and talk.
West
Okay.
Wing walk and talk for sure.
Just making sure.
Meanwhile, your buddy is just kind of like,
Bum-ba-da-da-dum-da-dum.
I
Hey.
have a glandular problem.
But I would also still bring up the fact that as long as if we did it once a day, we do have the wind walking capability to potentially get us there. And I mean, this would be more of a up to the DM, but
Mhm.
I could potentially, if I remember something, obviously if there's something close by that I used to hang out with, like a tree or something like that, we could possibly transportation via plants to get there much faster.
Yeah, you could do that.
Oh fuck, that would be incredible. I
'Cause
don't
it's
know how long
almost-
it would take
it's-
us to get to space though. That would be a problem.
Well, I've never been to space, so I can't transport us there. I'm talking about getting to Volsera quicker than a month's travel.
Well, no, for sure. I
there
just want to make sure
tree in
that we are
space?
able to get back to Valoria if we are going to try to get to Moradin for him to provide us with some aid in equipment and whatnot. We'd want to make sure we're back for Enya and Flevlog. We wouldn't want to leave Valoria stranded.
Hey, what happens if the tree that you travel through gets knocked down or burns or anything?
If it's no longer in existence, then I can't use it.
But what if it's just burned and like the top's gone, like the bad part of the broccoli, and then the good part of the broccoli, the stem is still there? Can you then travel through it, or does it have to be in the
Brother,
same shape?
That is a hot take that I'm not a fan of.
It's
Did I get that
still
wrong? I've never had broccoli. I've only heard about it.
there still has to be life in the matter for me to get to that. So essentially, even if it's been charred or burnt, if there's still a chance that that thing can be born again and still leaf, I can travel through it. But it has to be something that I'm familiar with. So as long as I know the location of it, and I've seen it, I've studied it, I can use it. Which I grew up in Falsera, so if there's still something there that I was fond of, which thinking of my grandfather, there likely is something that I could utilize.
I mean, could you go to your tree? Didn't you live in a tree?
I could, but I didn't live in Falsera.
No,
When I was
but
living
in
I
the tree.
figure it's closer than where we are currently.
It might be closer than where we are currently, but I wouldn't say that it's close overall.
Got it.
Because that was more along the Tiamounts, which is a little bit further from where Falsera is, which is between pretty much two of the largest mountains on the plane, as far as I know.
Know all this stuff about mountains, but nothing about the moon. All right. Well,
I'm a man of Earth. I know where I am.
I mean, I'm gonna drag you to the moon, so see how you feel about that.
I mean, I'm all for it. I want to know what other places are like. I haven't been to another plane. I know the moon's not
another
technically
plane.
another plane, but it's just new. So
Once we get control of the Bifrost, we'll go to any plane you want to go. There's one with dinosaurs.
that could be more useful than you know, and I'll just leave it at that.
I mean, I've met a dinosaur one time, and it was awful. He was terrible. It
I
was
mean, who knows? If I get the chance to see and study a dinosaur, I might be able to conjure one to fight with us in battle sometime.
Well, hopefully it's not the dinosaur that I have become familiar with, because
It is the dinosaur you think of. Like you just hear in the back of your head, you have like PTSD of this little kid who's just like, Yeah, I'm a dinosaur.
He was annoying and terrible. I mean, they all were, but you know, whatever.
Do I know what he's talking about?
You would actually.
Would he? Because wouldn't I have disappeared right after that?
Yeah, but they didn't disappear.
That's true.
So, essentially, when Thor disappeared, he was babysitting these 3 kids, and they were children of Melora, who is this kind of great Earth life spirit, and they were direct descendants. So they were like demigods, but they were like brats. They were 8. They were like 8 years old. They were triplets, and the middle child who. Because it was kind of like a Christ thing where they were born to humans, but they were demigods. And the parents very much paid attention to the middle child because he wasn't all there and kept saying he was a dinosaur.
So was he
So
even a
like
real dinosaur?
when they came back and Thor wasn't there and you asked each one of them what happened, you got a story from 2 of them. And then the other one went, yeah, I'm a dinosaur.
What was he really a dinosaur though?
He was a small boy.
Okay.
And
Sounds
a
like a
child
no.
of Maloya. Maloya.
Maloya.
Maloya.
Maloya. Ay, oh. Maloya. The Maloites.
Then as Thor's telling the story, I'm just going to be like rolling my eyes, remembering who they are. I'm just like, ugh.
You just hear in the back of your head, hey, Wokey, look at this. And then you just hear like glass shattering, and you're like, that's my vase. I'm a dinosaur.
Yeska.
Not Yeska.
Not Yeska.
His name was Quentin.
Oh God, Quentin. So we can go once we get control of the Bifrost, but I feel like we need to lock down Valoria first. We need to then figure out what's killing my people, our people in Asgard,
you.
and yeah, of course. And then we can kind of take it from there. But it sounds like we need a trip to Falsera in the near future.
To which, Alder, just to remind you, haven't been to Falsera in a hot minute.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was kind of like more so hoping that if I was able to do anything, it would have been something from like something that my grandfather may have planted that I hope that my family would still have preserved in his honor. That
It would still be Falsera though. So most likely your family would have a garden and your grandfather would have had a tree or a sapling that he would have taken care of. That would have been this great kind of tree when you were a kid. You can assume that it's hopefully still there and your father didn't tear it down. Piece of shit.
Yeah, I'm assuming that obviously it would not work if I tried to cast it, and tried to go through it. It obviously just wouldn't work. I'd run into the tree and then just hit myself. So.
Ow. Oh, did it work? Are we in Falsera?
It looks just like here.
This is amazing.
This place is pretty great, I think.
So while you guys are sneaking, we'll go to Thokk and Sue as you guys are kind of like going between buildings, and you just see more of these towering masses, just more wyverns picking people up, picking up things. And Sue is like, what the fuck did you bring me into?
I am so sorry.
You say sorry enough, it's going to stop meaning. And that was about 2 years ago for me.
I'm so sorry. Look, I was kind of dragged into this too, okay? It wasn't just like...
Yes, because we all went to prison.
Yeah, but it wasn't like I was intending to go to prison, like...
Yeah, but you got caught. Isn't that like Pirate 101, man?
I mean, I would have been fine if it wasn't for my new, but that's a different story.
Wait, the guy I just spoke to?
Yeah.
He's the one.
Yeah. But then, like, he died, and then he's not dead, and he's in my head, and his body is like death of some form or another, and I think we're trying to be the god of death, or I don't know. It's hard to explain, and then Shit went down, Sue. A lot.
Yeah, I can see that. You know, a lot of shit went down for all of us. All right.
Tell me about you. How's your life been going?
I'm sorry. How's my life been going for the past 6, 7 months that I've had to be watching after your shit? Great. As the face that she makes just immediately goes deadpan as she's continuously continuing to walk. She has the trident in her hand, and every once in a while, like you'll have a different Drew guard come up to you guys, and you guys are just wiping them down. Like she'll stab through, and you'll just like cleave one, and you guys are just having a casual conversation as you're moving through.
How's everyone been on this ship? Like,
Well, I mean, I've had to try to stop Mokron from blowing up the ship several times.
of course.
Mostly because he wants to see how fireproof the ship is, which it's made out of wood.
Oh my god, he's so stupid.
I'm sorry, what?
He's
Kettle
so
black?
Hey, I would not try to like light the ship on fire. Again,
He keeps saying he's experimenting with different kind of like
gunpowder and
films. No, films to make the ship like fireproof, but he doesn't want to do it on like a small thing, like a plank. He wants to do it on the ship.
Well, he can work his way up. He can use one of the lifeboats.
It's
But-
been 7 months. He's been trying to work his way up. He's destroyed several boats.
Well, he owes us a few boats then.
Okay, if you'd like to try to get him to buy you a new boat.
Oh no,
you're
he's
perfectly fine
if
with
he's destroyed the boats, then he's buying me a new boat.
that. Okay, please.
What about
have that conversation with him?
Quan or Raymir?
Juan's doing fine. I mean, they're doing as well as they're gonna do, trying to keep morale up while our captain has been incarcerated, going back and forth. They've been slightly insane with the lack of ingredients and the lack of food that we've been able to get onto the ship as we keep continuously in mid-transport going to another direction.
Well, hopefully we don't. We can at least restock here, maybe. Hopefully,
And
once we
she
get rid of all this
looks-
shit.
And then you just see like one building just go.
Optimism.
Yeah, you're not lacking in that.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm not lacking in optimism at all.
No.
So this new. What? You angry all the time now? Like how'd that happen?
It's complicated, and it's not something I feel like getting into right now because it seems like you have a lot of shit going on, and it makes mine seem very abysmal. Oh, that means
So-
small.
Sue, nothing about you is small. I mean, like, not like. No, that's not what I meant was that.
You just hear
like-
Manu in the back of your head digging yourself in a hole, man.
Shut up. That your problems matter to me, like, no matter the size.
Smart after you called it fat.
You're not there.
Meanwhile, smash cut. Oh God, guys, Thokk just called Sue fat.
She's gonna hit him again.
Yeah.
I wish I was there for that.
Oh man, I'm already there. She just kind of looks at you and she goes, there are a lot of things that needed to be done. And unfortunately, I was in a position where my needs and wants were... And she looks at you and goes, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
I know the feeling that we can both relate with.
Wow. And she looks at you. Not all of us can follow a great god like Bella. And she kind of taps you on the shoulder as you guys continue to go towards the docks.
Yeah. Speaking of gods, by the way,
Yeah.
those two back there, yeah, they're gods.
What, the one with the shaved head?
Yeah, the one with the hair that pulls back and all that blue and metal, and the other one that likes to hit things.
Oh, so not the green one.
No.
Okay.
No, he's a druid. He's nice guy. I think he'd get along
And
with Raimier pretty well.
while you guys are walking, Manu's like, Thokk just did something funny. Sorry, guys.
Him and Raimier will get along.
What'd he
maybe.
say?
I wonder if they're from the. Now that I think about it,
I'll just think. That's
They-
right.
they have. They kind of have similar looks, right?
I'm sorry. Are you trying to say that the half elf and the elf are gonna get along because the elves? Because I don't know how I feel
No,
about
that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that, Raimir's hair was very similar to what Alder's was before he buzzed it all off. Oh, you never saw that. It was long and it had green tips. And
that. I
was like,
I
"What?"
can imagine. Oh my God! In the 7 months, you have somehow gotten more boring, despite being in a party with a god.
Gods, there's two.
Sorry, gods.
I haven't gotten
Couldn't
that
they have
boring.
prevented this? Isn't that a valid
No,
question?
God, no.
I'm sorry.
Gods, no. No. I mean, it's a god to hit things and a god that likes drugs. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm the god of ass kickings.
I'm more than just
Goddess.
drugs.
Unless you want to be a god, again, I don't judge. You could.
I'm not here, but I have feelings.
And Manu's like,
Drinking on the side.
Thokk's just burying everyone.
How am I
And
bearing
you just hear in the
it?
back of your head, say something mean about Thor next. Do it.
Oh, God.
Say something mean about you. I'll
Oh,
go first, you're
sorry. I have a headache right now, and I just hit my head a couple times.
And it just
shut
hits
up.
your head. And he's like, you did
but
it for me. I can't believe you actually did it
I'm hoping
for
it
me."
hurts him too.
No.
So who's currently in charge of the ship again? Raimier?
Yes.
Okay.
Rainier. No, not Hanzu. Hanzu's currently in charge.
Hansa?
Hansa, sorry. Yes.
Oh, I was like, who the hell's Ponzu?
He's close.
Okay. So where's Tibron?
I mean, last I checked, I told him to stay on the ship because I was going to get you.
He's off the ship.
So he's most likely off the ship.
Good. I'm glad. I was gonna say, do you really think that he stayed on the ship?
No. Why would I? No. Though, I am happy that you started talking to him again. He stopped being so pissy.
Yeah, I needed. It wasn't because of him. I just thought I wasn't worthy, and I went through a pretty dark moment there. But
But we're better now, right?
we are.
We better
I mean,
be fucking better because we have a lot of shit that's happening right
I'm
now.
very sad about Duke, but that's part of life, and we can't just dwell on the negative. So we have to figure out what our next step is.
Wait, the old dwarf?
Yeah, he didn't make it during this last battle. One of those fire giants.
You
took
were
him out.
talking about someone's fucking hair, and you didn't mention the person who was living with us for like 2 years?
A lot is happening, Sue. Like, I can't. Like, I know I'm
this
not
is
good
why.
with priorities.
This
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
why. This is why I don't share.
You've missed me so much.
Very broad with the missing. Very liberal with that.
Insight check.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an insight check on that, bud.
15 plus stuff. Plus 9, 24.
Yeah, she's being earnest with her sarcasm, which hurts a
Yeah,
little.
you've missed me.
So eventually, through talking, you're able to get to the ship, and it seems that it has been fairly filled. You do see this young kind of female. Half of her hair is just kind of shaved. It's pulled back as you see Hansa as she's pulling people up, and she looks over and she kind of waves at you. She's a little bit more bubbly than the rest of the pirate gang that you have. Like, she's just like kind of like jazzed about everything. Like, she's full like jazz quartet. She's going full Kenny G. And she's like, Captain, hi, Captain. It's me, Hansa. It's me. I'm right here. Did you see me? I mean,
Yeah, Hansa.
Reconnaissance.
I see you.
Captain, it's me. I'm
see
saving
you.
people like you told me to.
Thank you for everything you do. I appreciate every bit of it.
Oh my God, thank you so much. I really appreciate you saying that to me. And Sue's like, oh my God, I've missed this so much. Please get on the fucking boat.
Wait, I get on the boat.
You get on the boat, and Hansa immediately just hugs you, and she's like, "Oh my God, how was prison? Did you make any friends?" And she's talking like a mile a fucking minute. She's like, "Were the guards nice? Did you make any other friends with the inmates? Did you have like hopscotch, or did you guys read like books? What did you guys do in your free time?" I always thought in free time that, and you're like, "Oh my God, you forgot how quick that."
Yeah.
You're like,
I'll fill you in later. Like, there's a lot.
Slow.
Oh,
you cast slow. She's like, so I always thought that.
She still talks in like normal
and
pace.
she's like pulling people up, and they're like, I'm old. And she's like, yeah, I know. Oh my God, I love old people. When's your AARP coming in? Social Security's a bitch, right? How's Matlock? Oh, Jag's a really good show. Like, she's just going, old people stuff. So
Can't wait to watch
still...
700 Club.
Yeah, there you go. She goes, yeah, no, totally. We'll like catch up when things aren't on fire, and we're like, we're gonna die, right? Yeah.
I just keep walking. I just walk.
Okay. All right, Captain. I'll talk to you later. Bye, Captain. Bye, Captain Suntooth. Bye, Captain Thokk. Bye, Captain. And she's like, okay, that's enough. She's like, all right, stop overwhelming them. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm just really excited. When I get excited, I talk really fast. And Thokk is just, you're already moving, and you see that there are just these barrels, and you're immediately just hit with this very putrid, acidic smell of black powder and gun. Like, you just smell it, and you turn around, and you immediately, like, your thigh gets hit with a forehead, as there's this very small dwarf, and he looks up at you, and he goes, "Oh, Captain, you're here."
Yeah, I'm here. Where are the matches?
But I don't understand what these are questions. This is first thing you say to Mokran first. Here.
Matches.
And you see him, he goes, fucking my shit. And he's like cursing in Dwarvish as he puts matches in your hand.
And in Dwarvish, I say back, and the ones in your shoe.
I don't. This
you
is
forgot
the
I
trust
speak it too, huh? Give it.
And you see him, and he takes off his shoe, and he just starts shaking it, and you see like 1 match, 2 match, 5 matches, 6 matches, 10 matches.
Now, when you put all this away, I'll think about giving them back, and I put them in my pocket.
So good to have you back.
Yeah, I miss you too.
Shit. Fucking.
As I walk away, I'm like, asshole.
And he's like, twat. And eventually you have much lower ranking crew members who are excited to see you there, but they're trying to usher people in. Yeah. And so Sue is making inventory, and she eventually goes to Mokran and goes, Mokran, where's Tibron? And Mokran goes, no, the other blue one, Tibron. He went off the ship, said something about getting to his boyfriend. That's you, and I assume he is not here, so he is probably lost in city or left for dead.
Oh my god. Okay. It's fine.
It does not look fine by your face.
Oh, this is my fine face.
Your fine face looks like your annoyed, worried face. And it's at that point, Hansa comes over, and she's like, okay, so I made sure everything's good. Like, we're rolling up the anchor. Should we be leaving now? Oh my god, where's Tibron? Oh my god.
This is a lot. Where's Tibron? You didn't happen to see him? Like, direction, which way he...
Oh my god, no way. When Tibron was leaving, he said he was going to go to try to find you, and he was going to the north, but then it was like kind of like a northeast, and then he got like hit by this like thing that was coming down. And so I saw him like he flew back.
He got
and then after
hit.
the north... Yeah.
He got hit by what?
I don't know. It looked like it had like wings and it came down and was like, ah! And he was like, oh fuck, or something like that. But he got up.
So he didn't get taken away.
Oh no, not that I could see.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Was I talking too fast?
Yes, there were some details in there. I just need, like A and Z. You don't need to tell me A through Z. I just need to know where you last saw
You
him
just
and
see her,
which
and
direction
she
he
kind
was
of
going.
looks out, and Mokrin just kind of takes your hand, Thokk, and just lifts it up towards the city, and just slowly just rotates it, and he goes that direction.
Oh my god.
Mostly in that area. Mostly area that is probably on fire.
Good. Okay. Great. So I don't know what to do with this information. I'm gonna go back to the city, but which one of you to leave in charge is the fucking problem in my head.
I have a question.
Oh god, what is question?
So there's lots of debris. There are fire giant. What we say, we maybe bring like little box, we give them present, and then we say fuck you, and then blow up present.
You know what? I'd rather things blow up outside of my ship than in my ship. So if
And he
you
looks
think that
around
that's
and he's like, you think fire giant is going to fit on ship? Buoyancy.
no, but I don't want blow up
Buoyancy.
stuff on my ship.
Why would I
So-
blow up on the ship? We are not talking about ship. We are talking about giant. Do you listen? And he starts like arguing with you in Dwarvish.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying that if that means that you can take this shit off this ship, then yes, you can feel free to deliver that
And he
shit
just
to
starts
them ships.
immediately just leaving. He's like, I'm getting all of my things.
Oh god, I've agreed to something.
Dude's like,
stupid.
you uncorked that bottle. And
Whatever. If he blows
whatever
himself
happens,
up, then he blows himself
goes
up.
beyond. When have we ever seen him blow himself up?
You're not wrong.
Several times, and he survived every goddamn time.
You're not wrong. Maybe 6 times a charm. Okay. Well, it gives him something to do, and he doesn't have matches anyway. So
You did the shoe matches, right?
yeah,
Okay, pocket matches,
yeah,
butt matches.
that he can keep. Oh.
Oh no. Okay, great. Oh good. He's got the butt matches. That's gonna go well.
Well, good luck lighting that shit, literally.
So
Swamp.
as you guys are kind of like gathering together, we'll go back to the other team, away from that chaos into a different chaos. As you guys are making your way through the different districts, the main city and the main capital, despite all the destruction, looks fairly pristine. You see like there are several like giants trying to break through, and it's just like they're getting hit back by something. So there is some kind of warding or protection spell that is covering the center. So you can assume that this is most likely where you need to go.
Before we get into the city, have I found any rodents or livestock to give to the Wyvern?
Sorry, what was your roll?
Is the old one still valid, or should I roll again?
The old one is valid.
10.
Okay. So you aren't able to find rodents, but there is an abundance of Drugar corpses and people corpses.
Then I'll turn to the Wyvern and say, do you eat that, or do you prefer livestock?
So as you're kind of like talking and you turn around, he is already just like eating just like the insides of whatever it was on the ground. As
Oh,
you just see, and there's just like a tendril. It slaps him in the face, and then he looks at you.
okay, so you eat those too. Yeah. Do you... We need to figure out a way for you to communicate back with me. Wait, do you understand Draconic, or do you speak it as well? Okay. So I know you know what I'm saying. I would appreciate if you would... A little bit of back and forth. I'm sorry I was so hard on you earlier. I just came off a battle. I was very upset. And there's so much going on. So if you can figure out a way to communicate with me, that would be fantastic. and I reach into my sack and I grab a that frog tooth dagger that I got from the other one, and I attach it to a piece of rope, and I tie it around his neck, and I tell him the story of how it was acquired and how it means a lot to me, and that this is, a show of good faith, that I'd like us to be a team, and that I will.
Away.
No.
And he starts just poking at it with his face because he's like, the fuck did you just put on me?
You know what? I just told you what it is. It's a tooth of something that tried to kill us, and I killed it. And I like to take things when someone tries to kill me, and that's one of them. I'm putting it on you because I think. Are you trying to eat it? It's sharp. Don't eat it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, you can eat as many Drugar as you want. I, after the war room, will do my best to find you sheep or goats or... And I keep saying a bunch of different animals until his eyes light up.
And he is just looking at you like he is untrustworthy. Like, you were untrustworthy.
All right. Well, you've got my prized possession, so... There's that. You can keep eating the Drugar. Want to keep hanging out with us? As I said, I will find you livestock. Okay. I'm going to walk
and
this
you just
way.
see its head slowly go back down as it's still not breaking eye contact with you. And always make sure to not have its back towards you.
Okay. I get this. I put my hand out, like, face down, below him, to see if he'd like to sniff it.
Roll an animal handling check.
And he bites your hand off.
19.
And you see him and head goes back.
Would you be upset if I pet you right quick? I'm saying this in Draconic. I slowly...
Not breaking eye contact with you.
I keep my hand below him, and I slowly move toward, like, his upper, like, temple area.
And you see him and he kind of twitches as he looks at you as your hand's, like, above him.
And then very gently, I attempt to, like, just pet him very slightly.
Does a 15 hit you?
No.
Okay. So as you kind of go, he gets kind of like startled because he's not used to like affection. So you immediately just stroke and he goes for you and your hand just goes back as you just...
Hey, that's not what we talked about. I let you smell my hand. That's a very intimate thing.
Are you gonna bring a Wyvern to Jotunheim?
If he'll let me, yeah.
Doesn't seem like he will let you.
We'll see about that. And I pull out the rest of the good berries.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of look at him and say, "You liked these last time?" And I kind of squish him up and put him on a nearby Drugar corpse. Like,
And he goes, fucking hands electronic. By the way, when he mentions it, you know for a fact that Barbit had been asking you very profusely for a pet.
who had?
Barbit is the slightly dumber half of your frost giant.
Oh, okay.
The everlasting frost giant. So just so you guys know, it's a frost giant with two heads. And so the dumber, sweeter one is like, can we maybe get a pet? And you're like, no, what? You're not going to be able to take care of a pet. You're a child. And the other one's just like, it is true. He's not going to take care of it. And I don't want to take care of it. It's been several conversations. So if you bring this Wyvern back, he just might be like super excited. He's like, you've got me, pet.
Listen, Barbit's been asking for a pet for ages, so...
What's a barbet?
Oh, you've met Barbet. It's the two-headed ice giant that I control.
You do know of them. Like, they were like teenagers when you guys were around teenagers. They were just always kind of like his Crab and Goyle. Like, you'd never bothered to learn their names because they were just dumb and frost giants, and you were almost 98% sure you were going to kill them. So you're just like, I don't want to make attachments.
I don't want to get
They're
attached to those
inherently
things, they're gonna
bad.
Die, so. Oh, that's the name of the thing that you don't. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the one you wanted to kill, and I said no, and then you said yes, and then we fought. Normal Wednesday night.
Yeah. I'm still gonna kill him, but it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah. No.
you
I
won't though.
understand, Yeah.
You won't.
Oh yeah. We'll see.
No, it's okay. You won't though. It's fine.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, you're right.
No,
we will.
I don't like to
we,
call it
we
too
will
early.
see. Yeah. I've already
Meanwhile,
called it.
Alder, you're just watching this bickering back and forth as there's this wild dragon animal eating shit that Loki's trying to like befriend.
And at that point, I'm just gonna go ahead and hit my staff on the ground real quick and cast Speak with Animals and be like, "You cool with all this, man?"
And he looks at you and just goes, "Man."
Oh God.
All right.
All right.
Is he so? If he's casting Speak with Animals, what language is he speaking?
He's speaking like level of draconic, like
Dummy.
So
It's
no,
draconic
like
for dummies.
you could speak English to a dog, and the dog's gonna understand it. Dog can't speak English.
He's like Dr. Doolittling it.
He's Dr. Doolittling this shit. So you just hear like a low register in Alder's throat, and he's just speaking this guttural noises, kind of like body language and sniffing, essentially. And he's communicating, but Alder has no like idea of this. Alder's just kind of like hanging out, going like, "What's going on?" Meanwhile, you're just seeing him, and he's like.
So we
Exactly.
understand what Alder says, but not what the Wyvern says.
I mean, I know Speak with Animals. I believe you speak English and you can understand it, right?
Yeah, Speak with Animals. You gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with the beast for the duration. The knowledge and awareness of the beast is limited. Doesn't really,
No,
give
my
you...
way's funnier. So you're just talking to him like a wyvern. You're Dr.
Yeah,
Doolittle.
you've had me do that before, where it's like, yeah, no, dude, you sound like a crow now.
Yeah, exactly. So
I
you're
say,
like, "You
"Bok,
okay
bok,
with this,
bagah."
man?" And he's like, "Bagah."
I mean, I think he means well, but at the same time,
Well,
like, you don't look like you're someone who likes to be tamed.
are you saying that to him or them?
Yeah, to him.
Oh. And he goes, "Tame."
Well,
Probably fine.
He's here. He's around.
and then I'll be like, well, that was the end of that. All right.
As lovely as this is, we should probably get into the war room and Loki. Shit. Well, all of you are here, even you, Manu, because can't seem to get rid of you. I've got. How am I going to get Enya to give me my hammer? Brains together.
So here we make an exact duplicate of it, and while she's asleep, you pick it up since you're the only one who can, and I'll put the new one down, and then she'll think she has it, but she won't, and then you have it.
So you want to Indianapolis Jones it?
I don't know that reference, but I would like to swap it out for something new that's equally the same weight.
Is that a play?
Yeah, actually, it is. Yeah.
Oh, what
It's a play.
troop did that?
The player.
The Perry Mounts.
Oh, the
keep
Perrymounts.
going.
Thank you, Thokk. Somehow talking through Manu.
Thokk is a real cinephile.
It's actually it's done by the Shakespeare's. It's a drunken playhouse.
Oh yeah, I
I'm
spent
gonna need
some
to
time with
attend
that.
that.
Oh, it's great. You'll love it.
Yeah, we'll go see it in Falsera sometime. Sorry. Yeah.
So she's got I don't know if you noticed, Loki. Her golden hammer axe thing. From what she said, it's Mjolnir and Talos's twin axes put together.
How did she even put it together?
I don't know.
Has she been to the moon?
I don't think so. But we just saw Thokk put two weapons together, so it's not unheard of.
I guess you're not wrong. Mjolnir has a bit more personality than Thokk's weapons. No offense. He's not here, but
No.
still no offense.
You're right.
You should hear what he said about you. You should say offended things.
Oh, then yeah, much offense.
Fuck
then
that guy.
all the offense. Mjolnir is very particular. So, but she needs this together to be able to protect, or as she says, protect Valoria. It'll weaken her to separate the two, but I'm not going to get back to where I need to be without it. And you know the emotional attachment that it holds.
I do. Could we make a new weapon on the moon for her? Allowing her to split her Mjolnir hybrid?
Possibly, but my idea to go to the moon would be to bring Mjolnir with me and put it together with this, and I'll hold Jarnbjorn out.
Oh.
So I would need it to get there. And I don't even know if Moradin can do it, but I figure it's worth a try.
I mean, has there ever been a task we've asked Moradin he could not do?
He's amazing. Maybe I just need to talk to her about Mjolnir. And Thor gets very distant, kind of quiet. And we are still not, I would assume, in the capital yet. We're just kind of standing
You're outside
right outside the
the
perimeter. And he just kind of gets lost in thought. And Loki, I'm sure you can put together where his mind went. But Mjolnir was, for backstory for everyone else that didn't write my backstory, Mjolnir was given to Thor as a gift to the Godslayer on his wedding day to Sif. And his mother planted lilacs outside his window, and Odin gave him Mjolnir. So it's one of the last things he has remaining of that day. So there's an emotional attachment. So yeah, he's kind of just staring off into space, thinking about it and her. And as I assume, these giants are still trying to like punch their way into the capital.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that they're in that black and copper armor, so you know the grunts. They're not high-ranking boys.
They're not big boys.
They're big boys. They're just not high-ranking boys.
They're not big boys with a Z.
I'm a little big boy.
So Donna's going to kind of Thor is going to kind of wipe his eyes. Yeah, I'll just talk to her. You know, she wouldn't deny me that, I hope. You know, we are related. She is a great granddaughter or something like that.
And I'm sure telling her the story that... Did you tell it to the group or you're just saying it for the players?
I was saying it for the players and for anyone watching.
For context.
Yeah.
So
they would... But you would know.
Yeah,
You would
yeah.
know.
So then I would say, I'm sure hearing the origin of it, she'll understand its importance.
We do have many things to talk about as well, brother, just to get some context for what's happened in the last 1,000 years.
Well, sounds like we're going to have many days of travel to talk about it.
And yeah, Thor's going to put his hand on Loki's shoulder and give him a kind of a half smile and just walk through the barrier, or at least attempt to.
And you are, I would say you're considered a friendly creature, so you are able to get through. As hopefully you guys are sneaking by the giants to go through.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume not,
Yes.
you know. Okay. And then, so Alder, I'm going to assume you follow, and then Loki.
Yeah.
And your Wyvern friend, you kind of see as he's trying to follow.
Oh, no. Hold on, guys. And I walk back to the Wyvern. And I start talking in Draconic, and I say, I see you can't go through here. I know, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. We will be back after we planned things. Is there something I can get you in the meantime? You can point it out if you'd like. I don't know what you want from me. I'm not used to having an animal around who cannot talk back and explain things to me. I tend to work more with two-headed ice giants, which are really not much better because they say contradicting things and one of them grunts most of the time, so it's not really like he's communicating with me anyway. Sorry, long topic. He will love you, though. Take fantastic care of you. Okay. Again, we'll be back soon. I don't think I have anything to give to him past the tooth dagger.
Is my speak with animals still up?
How long does it last?
10 minutes.
I'd say roughly it's still there.
And then I'd be like, he wants you to stay, and we'll be back soon. And then he asked if anything you would like for him to bring you, maybe to eat or something like that.
Stay.
He understands me.
Stay.
Eat.
Do you want anything?
And you just hear kind of like a huff, and it just slowly slinks down. Once again, not keeping its back to any of you, and it just crosses and puts its head down as it looks at you.
Well, he didn't say that he wanted anything, but he said stay, so he's gonna stay.
Okay. That's the best I can ask for, I guess.
At least it seems that way, so.
Yeah. So, be back in a bit. And I start to walk with Alder, and I say, you know we can understand Draconic, right?
Yeah, but he also hasn't talked back to you, but when I do that, he talks to me.
Yeah, I'm just saying you don't have to repeat yourself. You've only got so much oxygen in your lungs.
Normie.
Yeah, you fucking mortal.
Yeah, you fucking not dead guy.
I really, really appreciate the love coming from all of us. And Monty, fuck you.
Hey,
Thought we were
yeah,
cool.
no, but like, kind of cool. Yeah, I hate you the least.
Aw.
You know what? That's a moral victory. I'll take it.
Just to balance that out, Manu, I hate you the most. So,
Jeepers, I figured it'd be the person that killed your mom.
nope, it's you. Because I
Oh.
fucking killed that guy. I didn't get the chance to kill you, so.
I'm pretty indifferent to you.
I
So-
feel like that hurts the worst.
See, Thor, that's how you do it.
And
right
what
back at you, number
hurts
3.
the most?
So you guys are able to get into this massive capital. It seems there are other guard and slightly confused that you guys are able to get through, but they know how the spell work, so they assume that you are friendly.
Don't bother.
They-
I've not got time to mess with you guys today.
They're not talking at you, but they're trying to make sure that everything is still kind of like.
Yeah, no, I would literally say that to them as we walk by. I'm just like, don't mind us. We're going to the war room. It's fine.
Okay, great. What the fuck? What was up with that guy?
You guys, bad at your jobs. It's fine. I would not say that part.
You guys are bad.
It's like, I don't know. I
Y'all
think his
suck at your
costume
jobs.
is a little
And
pretentious.
While you guys are like leaving, Manu goes, "I did that. I made him feel bad, so he's taking it out on you." So you guys are able to get inside this massive Capitol kind of building, and it's more of the same similar architecture to the chapel or the temple, where in this there was a major conduit that powered the it looked like the outsides of the building. Here there is a massive lightning rod, but it looks like it goes all the way down to the foundations of the building. Things are a little less like flowery, so it's where you were in the temple, you saw different like painted portraits of like Anya's long line family tree. In this, there are more stone carvings of a war that none of you had fought in. There is a massive dragon. There are two dragons fighting each other. There are arrows being slung and spells being cast, and it looks like what you can deduce is this is probably just depictions of the dragon war that were carved into the sides of this kind of capital. Whether it's a monument to the battle, or it could possibly be a reminder of what Anya lost and what she fights for. Eventually, you guys are able to get to a back room. You're ushered in by a very he seems to be older. He's about like, he looks like as if he was in his like early 40s. However, you can see the pointed ears, so you can assume he is elvish in nature. And he kind of looks the four of you, because Manu's there, four of you up and down, and he goes, "Okay, seems that you are all how-to-dos and whatnots here. I'm sorry, can I help you during this time?"
We need to go to the war room.
Okay, Bob's your uncle. So did we get clearance to go into the war room? We are currently at war.
Yep, that's why we're going to the war room.
Okay, I really... just one moment, please. And you kind of just see him move for a second, and he touches his chest, and he goes, "Yeah. Mm-hmm." And it just seems to be one-sided conversation. And he looks back and he's like, elf, God, black hair, other guy with black hair, blonde guy. Yeah, no, the blonde one looks, okay, yep. Okay. And he goes, "Yeah, no, got the, all right." And you see him and he's able to, you see him whisper something into the door. And there's this iron kind of rot lock door that is filled with these iron vines that when he whispers into it, it kind of moves and creaks and just slides off. Okay. Anya is finishing up some loose ends. The queen will be here very shortly, hopefully. Please make yourselves at home. Find a chair, but there are certain chairs. You know what? You'll find the seating chart. You'll figure it out. Just don't sit in a chair that doesn't look like you should sit in it. Fair?
Okay.
All right. Fantastic. Please. So as you guys slowly start going through the room, there is this giant hearth, this fire that the stairs just kind of go into. And you kind of look up and you just see the elf guy. "Oh, you have to go through the fire. It won't burn you."
Okay.
Perfect. Great. Awesome. All right.
I feel like I'm being
you see
punked right now.
I'm going to walk through the fire.
You walk through it, and there's no heat. There's no singeing or burning.
As I walk in, I start to scream like I'm being burned.
And he's like, "Yeah." Okay.
No, but like to fool older.
Okay, go ahead and roll a performance check.
Oh man, can it be persuasion? I'm way better at that.
Oh, I'm totally burning
Oh
alive.
no! Ew, it's a 12.
What's your passive perception there,
A
Alder?
million.
A 19.
You're like, I don't smell anything, and he's doing a really bad job. And you're like, oh, the agony.
It hurts.
I'm just
so
gonna be like-
bad.
I know that you're sober right now, but you would honestly be great with the Shakespeares.
Oh my god, do you really think so?
I mean, if that's you acting sober, you acting drunk would be great. And the Shakespeares definitely need more drunk actors like that.
Please don't
What?
inflate his ego anymore.
I really
Oh,
appreciate
no,
that. To definitely audition.
With him being sober, it wasn't believable. But I think if he brings it to the drunk level, bottle that. You might have some.
Drinking maybe to thinking. So as you guys are conversing, you're going through the fire, and Loki, you follow suit, and where you're expecting this massive just war room where there are arsenals of spears and shields and armor is a very wide, very comfortable looking living room. And there is a pile of chairs in the fucking corner. Like, it just looks like it's just someone just kept collecting chairs and then just was like, yeah, I'm going to put this here. And it's almost to the ceiling.
Dude,
So I take it they haven't had a war in a while.
do they look like the chairs we aren't supposed to sit in?
All three of you, go ahead and roll history checks for me.
I was gonna say I have a question, but
What was the question?
do they look like chairs made by Vindren?
You can roll an insight after your history to double check that.
Okay, well my history's a 2.
They're like, fuck's up with all these chairs? I'm gonna see if any of them are Vindren chairs.
And my insight is a 15.
Okay. What did the other two get?
I got 16 for history.
My history is a 21.
Wait,
So-
mine is 3.
What?
My
Is that what you said?
history.
He
Oh.
said his.
No, my history.
Gotcha. I'm getting
You
like...
broke up as I said it.
Yeah.
So,
21.
but so Loki, you have an idea. You're like, okay, this is weird. There are certain things that do this. I mean, different kind of like tortoises. There's the different kind of mythical beasts like the centaur tend to like collect things. Thor, with your 21
Yeah.
and your relationship with a few of them, you know that in particular, brass dragons like to collect things.
Mm-hmm.
They like personally to collect chairs. They make sure that everyone has a certain chair that they pick out for them. Everything is very personable, and they thoroughly, they're like people, like they're people persons. And so you can look at the wide chair. The hearth makes a lot of fucking sense. And the coziness of the area, you're like, are we in a fucking dragon lair right now? You have a slight Jimmy Neutron brain blast.
I think we're in a dragon's lair.
Oh. Yeah, that would explain the chairs.
What did you get for the insight check there, Alder?
15.
15. So in kind of like researching and looking, you do see that there are several chairs that look oddly familiar to an extent. Like there are duplicates of Anya's chair. It looks like Finn's chair, Tristan's chair, and then you see another chair. It's slightly smaller, almost like a halfling could sit in it. And it's kind of like in twos. It's almost like a bench. There's just no like arms in the middle. And under one, it has T, like this very nice ornate T. And then on the other end is this very nice ornate V.
T and V.
Television.
Huh.
Carlos, are
Cable
you still here?
access.
He's listening.
He'll be right back.
Yeah, he's listening,
Okay.
but he can't talk.
Oh, that's okay. No worries. I just wanted to double check. Okay. So as you guys are kind of in, there are different accoutrements. There are very nice looking glasses. There's a very long table in the middle of this massive room full of chairs. There is a hallway that you could assume sects off in different kind of rooms. And I mean, you can investigate more of the area if you'd like while you wait, or if you need to discuss anything, you can do so as well.
I would like to just investigate the room to get a better idea of where we are.
Okay. You can go ahead and roll an investigation check. What are Thor and Alder doing?
Is there like a charcuterie board or anything? I'm just kind of curious.
Those charcuterie boards. You can look for one. They're after a while, you'd be able to find different kind of like, I wouldn't say there's like a charcuterie board. There isn't like fresh meat and cheese out for the wartime
No
stuff.
appies.
There's no teddy cams.
No zeets.
No tendies?
No dank chicky nuggies, but there are like things you can munch on. There are snacks. It's just, maybe they weren't expecting company at the moment.
Yeah, no, I get that, considering like war and things.
Yeah.
Alder, hearing Thor mention that he thinks we're in a dragon's lair, he's just gonna like look around, but he's not looking for anything in particular. He's just kind of staying relatively calm because he's not really had many run-ins with dragons, so that kind of is a little bit startling, I guess.
Inducing?
Yeah, a little bit of anxiety, just being thrust into a dragon's lair without realizing it. So.
Okay. And then Thor, what are you doing?
I'm going to find a chair that looks like I'm allowed to sit in it, and I'm going to clean Yarnbjorn, and I'm going to try and mentally connect with Heimdall or Helm.
Okay. So you kind of go over to the massive kind of mountain of chairs, and you take some care. Like, you don't just like rip out and you're like,
This one's mine.
topple over. But you do look, and you're able to find a very handsome kind of like stool that looks like it was carved out of oak. And you kind of sit next to where the hearth is, waiting for whoever to come through. As you're kind of sharpening, I'll have you roll a religion check to see if you can get a hold of him.
17.
Okay. So you kind of push out, and you feel a very strained kind of response back. And you just hear, yeah.
What's going on?
I don't know. It feels like a part of me's missing.
Part of you is missing?
Yeah.
Well, Loki's here. I know that you know that, but we can talk about that another time.
And you just hear, I'm guessing Duke is not alive anymore.
That would be correct.
What do you need?
How do we get back to Asgard?
It's not an option.
It has to be an option.
When I tell you it's not an option at the moment, kind of mean that.
We don't need to go through the Bifrost. There's got to be another way. You're the Watcher. You have to know of another way.
Of course, I know there's another way, but it's not smart to go there now.
When have I ever done the thing that is smart? Heimdall, you need us there. We need to be there. Once we tie up these loose ends in Valoria, that's where we want to go.
And you just hear him, and he goes, what's coming to Valoria is currently in Asgard.
Are you safe?
For the time being, yes. But moving around a lot, trying to stay on this plane and make sure that it doesn't spread is very difficult, especially without trying to be noticed.
Can you keep them on Asgard?
I can try.
Let me talk it over with Loki, see if we can figure out what our next plan of attack is. I'll try and get a hold of you later tonight.
And he just goes, "No need, I'll be listening."
And I'll break the connection and just kind of stare into the fire while I'm cleaning Yarnbjorn.
Okay. So Loki, you were investigating, correct?
Yeah, I got 11.
Quick look around. Okay. So you're kind of looking around and you're like, I would assume for a dragon den, things would be either more sinister or less cozy. I don't understand. And as you're kind of like going through, eventually you are met with a older woman. She has a slightly, I would say, a darker complexion. She has these kind of emerald green eyes. She's in these kind of just regular hunting leathers. Looks like she was a ranger of some sort. Her hair is kind of tied up into a bun. And she looks slightly familiar as she kind of looks at you guys and goes, can I help all of you?
Yes, we are here for the war room planning, as Enya has instructed us to attend.
All right. Sorry, I wasn't expecting a war meeting so soon. I would assume that Anya would. Or I'm sorry. Let me try to get situated. Fuck. All right. Just Lysander already told you about the chairs, right?
Oh yeah, that there's certain chairs we shouldn't use. I'm not sure which ones they are, but I imagine the plain ones are okay for us.
Just anything from the pile. Just know once you have that chair is yours. It's really kind of frowned upon about getting a different chair. So once you pick it, it's yours.
Okay. So we have one person who's still on the way here. Can I pick a chair for him, or should I let him do it himself?
It's overly complicated. Just please pick your own goddamn chair.
Okay, yeah, I got that. Okay.
Thank you. What's your name?
Loki.
Okay. And she looks over at Alder. Points
Older.
over at you, Thor.
Thor.
All right. And she looks at you all and she goes, Abigail, as she moves back towards a different sect. And she goes, I'm going to make sure everything's kind of set up. We want to make sure everything's kind of like done when Anya gets back here. As you start hearing clattering in the back.
We'll just be out here.
Thor, when she's talking to you, go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Yeah. Oh, nice. 17.
And I said this to Loki, she looks very familiar. She looks like, I don't think you were here for the description. She has like a darker complexion, these kind of like emerald green eyes. She looks to be about 70-ish, but she's like spry. Like she's not by any means like a frail old lady.
Do we get like Hermes vibes from her a little bit? Like how he looked older, but he was high energy, moved well.
To an extent. Like it doesn't look like she has any kind of like visible pain or anything like that.
Okay.
And yeah, she just goes, okay. After a moment, a few moments pass as you finally see, covered in just fucking blood and viscera, is all gold with this massive helmet as you see Captain Farah take off his helmet and he goes, oh, all right. Hello. Where's Thokk?
He went to the boat to see someone.
Tibron?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. And you see him and he puts this massive helmet down and he goes, I'm just gonna get more comfortable here. Fuck. Okay, we have a lot to debrief about. If Anya gets here, while I'm changing, don't mention Duke being dead. Please let me break that egg.
Got it.
Because I was very concerned if Thokk was here, he was going to say it the way he said it to me, and it was not positive.
Oh, okay. I mean, I just talked to his god, so yeah, mate, he's not thrilled about it either.
Okay. That's... Can't say things like nonchalantly like that, man. And I have to make some other conversations. Things are going to go very well for me.
Can I lead off the conversations with her then? I'm just gonna, just get you guys can talk about the bad stuff, and I can talk about what I need to talk about, just with her in a one-on-one. I need her in the best possible mood that she's gonna be in, and I feel like you're gonna sour it a little bit, mate, just by the look of you.
Sure.
Perfect.
And you see him, and he starts undoffing the armor. And after a while, we'll go back to where Thokk is. Thokk, what have you been doing during this time, during this planning and getting to the capital? What have you been doing with Sue, and what have you been planning?
Knowing that Tibron's not on the ship, I'm going to go ahead and use my last 5th level spell slot to cast Sending.
Okay.
Just because the whole reason I came to the ship was him, mainly, amongst other things. But
yeah,
I'm going to say, Tibron, where are you? I'm on the horizon, and you're not here. Get back to the ship. My magic is spent. I can't cast this again.
Okay. And after a moment, he went, hey, sorry. Was looking for you, trying to help with casualties and civilians. I'm on my way.
Okay.
And I'll say it's going to take a good time before he gets there. But anything that you're doing before he gets back to the ship?
I'm going to go to my quarters.
And on your quarters, you see that nothing has been changed on the outside, except for there are different either drawings, different poems, flowers. There's a whole flower like crown and chain that you could all just look and you're like, okay, that's all Hansa. As it's just like different things. Like every time like she thought about you, she wanted to make sure that you knew that she thought about you. It's endearing.
Obsessive.
It's endearing, but she's, she's like a really bubbly 17-year-old that's just really happy to be there.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you're like, just like tear it down.
Well, I won't tear them down, but like the poems, if they're like post-its or like something that is I can take.
Yeah, they're like little scrolls that you can untack. And
I'll like take them and put them in my bag, and I'll just read them later.
Good, because if he ripped it, you would have seen a hard cut to Hansa going, ah! My heart.
A part of me is missing.
And Helm's like, tell me about it. And then Schmegula's like, tell me about it. Rip, maybe. But no. So you get in, and everything has been upkept. Like there isn't like any dust around your stuff. It looks like things have been moved to be cleaned and then placed back down. Like everything is where you left it. It's just been kept for you. Like it's been waiting for you. Like it's almost been holding its breath for you to get back.
Got it. And then I'm gonna take my armor and lay it out on the bed, and kind of like praying, but at the same time just talking to Pelor. Just be like, look, I am so sorry that I took this off the way that I took it off. As I start casting mending on the straps that I ripped, like trying to put the armor back together, and to just be like, I hope you understand. I know you understand. I'm pretty sure you would have stripped me of my powers if otherwise. But please look after Tibron on his way back here. He tends to get himself into trouble more than I do. So, and I'll just take the time to put the piece, however long it takes me to cast and repair the armor.
Okay. So
then,
it takes some time. I would say like 20 minutes or so of just meticulously mending. And this is the first time in like a few, like at least a good 2 hours between all of the chaos and carnage that you have been able, like your heart rate has finally been able to go down, like it's been able to steady, as eventually you kind of hear the door open and you see fucked to shit, but not like dying on death's door, but you see a very disheveled, kind of scratched up Water Genasi as Tibron is looking right back at you.
I smile. I'm like, you look good.
And he kind of closes the door and he goes, you look good as well.
And whatever piece I was working on, I just drop it on the bed and just immediately walk straight up to him.
You walk up to him and he like balls up the under tunic and he brings you down because he is much shorter than you are. And you could just tell that he's just happy to see you by the way he kisses you and the way he holds on to you.
Yeah, and then I just wrap my arms around him, return the favor, like not the favor,
Yeah.
return the kiss,
Return to favor.
return the favor.
And
blowjob.
eventually, as you guys kind of like break, and he goes, how are you? How have you been doing? Are you okay amongst all of this shit? You look fine. Is everything?
Physically, I'm fine. It's been a lot. Here, let me tell you about it. As I start changing, but I start telling him the whole story, Cliff Notes version, from getting arrested in Flamingo Bay to Stoneward to just as much as I can, and letting him ask whatever questions he needs to, and answering whatever I can.
And while you're speaking and changing, you have like a costume mannequin that has like your pirate garb on it, and he's like taking it off and helping you put it on, and he's replacing the garb with the armor as you guys are kind of conversing. It's almost like you have this synchronicity, almost like a dance, like you guys never lost steps to, that you guys have done this before. As you guys already immediately fall back into the routine of, and he's already polishing and talking, and the two of you catch up. And he tries to give you kind of like cliff notes of what happens, and every once in a while he's like, a lot's changed. A lot's different since you've been gone, but it's not bad. Just things had to be. It's a long story, but the main thing is
Keep saying that.
you have gods,
Right?
and we're about to fight a god war.
Yeah, but yeah, like there's no but about that. Yeah, I didn't
God war.
I didn't think about it that way until you just said it, though. That's why
I
you're
mean,
the brains between the two of us.
oh no, you know that we don't have a lot of brains between us, right?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Well,
So
we got this.
yeah, no, we totally, completely have this.
We don't got nothing.
We
Just
got shit.
very, very concerned about the Wandering Rose and that whole thing. Since last time we were all kind of together, and I may or may not have stabbed someone, but they stabbed me back. There's a difference. There's like a consent. It's a weird thing. Anyway, I'm very nervous about going back to that situation. It sounds like you definitely didn't like smooth things over there.
I mean, they're pretty smoothed over with Creed. Like, she hasn't attempted to kill me the entire time I've been on her ship. I've saved her cousin a couple times. Like, I've kept her alive. Like, we have a pretty symbiotic understanding and business arrangement.
Yeah, I know you mentioned the business arrangement, but does Sue know about the business arrangement? 'Cause
I mean,
don't
like the bitches arrangement. Yeah, she knows that too. No, I brought it up to her. I told her that there was some exchange of gold that will be happening from now in perpetuity, but I haven't gone into detail about it. But we're not gonna bring that up right now.
Just keep saying that. So, what's next? What do we do?
We have to head to the war room, war council, war something in the center of Valoria.
Okay, let's do it.
You want to come?
Yeah, I thought I was already coming.
Oh yeah, like for sure. But just make sure that you have everything. Like, who knows? We might not make it back on the ship.
I'll make sure to bring my diary.
Okay. Well, you got
Joke.
10 minutes. Can you grab all your shit in 10 minutes?
Yeah, I think I can grab my shit in 10 minutes. I have most of it on me.
Oh.
He kind of leaves, gives you a quick peck before he goes off to his quarters real quick.
And you love to watch him leave.
I
He has a
slap
good
him in the butt.
And he goes,
Butt slap.
not a piece of meat.
But I do it anyway.
Anyway, so Tibron's going to come with you. Are you bringing anyone else from the Horizon with you?
I'm gonna bring Sue. Oh God, who the hell would that leave in charge on the boat? That's the problem. Hansa? No, Raymir. Right? Who would be the next? What's the bosun again? What's that job position?
It's kind of like I'm trying to hold on. Let me see what the specifics are. I want to say a bosun on a ship is. Let me see here. Deck department duty is amongst others to supervise the deck crew of the vessel. So
Okay,
they're just
then-
kind of like a
general
They're the
manager.
manager of the deck.
Okay,
a lot
then,
of Karen pirates that have been like, I want to talk to that guy, and
Want to
Raymir's
talk to the
like,
bosun?
Raymir's
then
like,
yeah. So Raymir is who I'm gonna leave in charge, since I'm gonna take Sue and Tibron with me.
Okay.
Because worst case scenario, I'll send Sue back to the Horizon if we need her to take it somewhere else and rendezvous. But
okay,
I'm gonna bring them two with me.
okay.
And God, do I want to bring Macron with me? No, isn't he like giving fire giants bombs or something?
You told him he's preparing stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on with Mokrin. Do you want to bring Mokrin?
I mean, he could be at least helpful on the way there. He could just stay outside.
Just keep him outside, just blowing shit up.
Him and the Wyvern just sitting next to each other.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I'm gonna bring
you
his
got
ass
left
with
outside
me.
too, right?
I'm gonna bring him with me just because I don't want him on the ship without Sue not being on the ship.
That's fair. So you're leaving on the ship Quan, Hansa, and Raymir, and you're bringing Mokrin, Sue, and Tibron.
Yes.
Okay. So you kind of break it down, and Mokrin's like, it makes sense. You want demolitions expert at the war room. Very, very intricate stuff.
You're going to be outside, but you have a very important job. You are there to keep us safe, that no giants interrupt this meeting. Do you understand?
I understand, but I will be back. I need to get more dynamite. I will be back.
Oh my God, hurry up.
I'm sorry. I only brought 20 sticks. Giant big. I'm sorry. You've seen giant. Why do I? And he's just like mumbling to himself. Why do I talk to this guy? Why doesn't he listen to me? I'm the smart boy. But eventually, so you have your little crew. Mokrin is like covered head to toe in this massive like backpack that is larger than he is.
So he's a bum.
Essentially.
Sue is currently in her pirate gear. She has her trident, and Tibron has kind of like this messenger bag around.
And
I'll just say,
Oops, sorry.
No,
I was
you're
gonna say
fine.
I'm in full pirate garb as well. I'll have the armor still back on me, but I'll go ahead and put the ram pelt that I got from Varovia on top that
Yeah.
I've now created into. It's the pelt on the top, and it's like almost like a trench coat that goes over the entire armor all the way down, and then my hat of the skies, which is right now a tricorn pirate's hat with a bunch of feathers off on the side. And the
We
emblem
got
of
full
Valor.
Captain Thokk.
Yeah, we
He's
do.
back. And so your boys are starting to go. You guys are getting into the heart of the where the docks are to the market. You do see that there are the occasional fire giant that Mokrin disposes of by lighting dynamite and then throwing the dynamite. He's like, just run, just run. Eventually, you do get into contact with, or you do cross paths with Simone, Amaury, and you see mowing down different kinds of Drugar with a very fluorescent pink cutlass is Captain Creed. As she kind of notices you, and she goes, "Why are you dressed up?"
We have a meeting. You need to come.
We have a meeting. Okay, great. We have
I'll
a meeting with
fill.
Sue, and you just see Jessica.
Play nice.
And
We'll walk and
Sue's
talk.
like, and you're like between the two of them, and Jessica's like, "You look good, Sue," and Sue's like, "Thank you, greatly appreciate it." And Mokrin's just like, "Why are you so mad? Why? Because she no call you back, or you're just like mad about that?" And she's like, "I am going to blow you up." And Jessica's like, "I meant to call, just She did. It's just like things." And Sue's like, I do not care. There are fire giants here. I will kill you where you stand. And she's like, I would love to see you try because it is so cute. No matter.
Oh my god.
And Tibron's like, are we like this?
Look, this is something I don't understand, and I'm not going to pretend to.
And
Well,
Mokrin's like, no, you see, Sue fucked
No,
the captain.
I
of the
don't
other
need the
ship.
details,
You
Mokran.
said you didn't understand. And you just
I
see,
can keep it
throws
that
another
way.
dynamite stick. It's just I thought you would like, you needed it like spilled out.
No,
Or you.
I don't. I really don't. But anyways, and I start filling in Creed about
Yeah.
Duke, especially the Avatar situation with Duke dying.
And she seems visibly upset by it. Like she's like her face kind of changes and she goes, "Holy shit. Okay." And eventually the little group that you guys get takes about like 20 minutes. So or 30, more like 30, 40, sorry. By the time that everyone's getting situated inside the hearth, that's when you guys kind of like stroll up to the capital. And you're able to walk through it, and Mokrin's just like, so I'm just gonna stay like in the shield but outside, or I'm outside shield, or
Well, I need you outside so that in case fire giants come here, you can go boom boom on them.
and he's looking and he's seeing the fire giants can't get past the shield, and he's like, I feel like I would feel more comfortable in shield.
Well, how about you stay in shield and you mock them, and if they get through shield, then you blow them up.
I mean,
You feel better that way?
Mokrin finds this as a fair deal.
Okay.
Okay. And you see him, and he's dragging a Drugar body. He's like, and don't worry, I have like, you go have fun at your war room that Mokrin not allowed in.
You would be
Whatever.
bored there anyways. There's nothing to blow up. There's no one to kill.
There
If
is
anything,
always something to blow up and kill. Mokrin knows this.
figure out what happens when you put a dynamite in one of those guys. Okay. Bye.
Already doing it. You see him. So Creed is like, Mokrin's still sick in the head, huh?
I mean, some things never change.
And Sue's like, yep.
See, we
The
can play nice.
shade. And Creed's like, yeah, you can play very nice when you want to, no? And you just see like white knuckle. You just hear the bones like pop as the very familiar gentleman, I believe you were hearing, Carlos, is like, oh, good, more of you. So I'm guessing war room, whole thing. Were you informed about the chair thing? Do I have to tell you about the chair thing?
No, but I figured we just grab a chair and sit down.
Okay, don't do that. There's going to be a pile of chairs. Just grab from the pile of chairs. Just know when you get that chair, that is your permanent chair. It's very long and arduous of a process, and I don't feel like explaining it because, times are rough.
What if eventually I find a chair that someone has made for me
You
a
will
long
be
time ago and
gifted
then
a chair,
bring them?
if anything. Yeah, I mean, you could bring your own chair.
Okay.
That's fine.
So I can
but
swap
in
it out.
lieu
So if I
of-
use this chair now, I can bring my own later on and
yeah,
swap
you
it
would
with
have to bring your own chair. And Sue's like, oh my God, I'm having a nosebleed.
Okay, fine. Let's just get a chair. And I'll grab one of the bigger chairs because I'm a bigger person.
So eventually you have to go through the hearth. And it's at this point, while you guys are all kind of looking around, you see very regal, full pirate coat, hat, is Captain Thokk for the first time.
Oh, I feel like I'm underdressed.
God, am I the only person here that doesn't have anything fancy about them?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Manu looks
We'll
at you,
change that.
yes.
You got your book. That's a great, you're going to learn to be a fancy guy that way.
You're going to be a
You have
great...
staff.
Have you gotten to that
It's-
chapter yet?
It's my staff is burnt to shit, and then I just say yes as I bow.
Oh no,
You're
we're not.
Oh no.
You're halfway there, and I just take the deepest bow, and I go, Captain Thokk.
Ah, he's doing the thing that we did to him. Ah, man. All right, you bumped up to 2, man.
You know what? I actually appreciate that.
You're welcome. And you see Creed come in, and she immediately looks around and makes eye contact with you, Loki, and goes, "Oh no, you're not
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
They all know.
you're not dead. Like your head isn't like torn off. I was almost certain that you were gonna." And he
More
was
like hope.
You thought I would die. I've not died yet. Why would I die now?
Thought he's died like so many times.
Yeah, but I keep coming back.
And Sue's just like, "What?"
Coming back doesn't go away. It's the same thing.
And I look at Sue. I'm like, gods, those two. Gods.
One of these
You
days, I'm
are-
not going to come back, and you're going to be very sad.
And I'd
Thor.
just like to point out I'm taking a short rest during this time.
And Tibron kind of like puts a chair next to you, Alder, and he's like, "Ah, so you've been hanging out with Thokk. Has he been okay? Like, I know that he sometimes like, did you kiss him? I'm just saying, Twink. Did you kiss my boyfriend?
I'm not just gonna turn and be like, so, I
No,
take it
he
you're-
isn't that up front, but he's like, has he been doing okay? Like, you're I don't want to say you're the prettiest one of the group, but you're definitely the prettiest one. Because I've seen him, and you're just like, and Loki's like, smarmy. He's like, you're an attractive man. I want to make sure that he's like, it's fine if like something like that happened. I just want to make sure that
I
he's okay.
take it you're Tibron.
Yeah, Tibron
Hi, Alder. He's
puts his hand out. You guys shake.
he's had stuff going on with his gods and all sorts of shit like that. So his head's definitely been all over the place, but I can tell you with the utmost certainty that he cares a lot about you. I haven't seen, I mean, we've been together since he came to prison, so he cares more about your feelings than and not hurting them than he does about most things.
Thank you, I think.
That's why my way of saying he hasn't kissed anybody.
Oh, I wasn't worried about that. You don't have to kiss the fuck.
Oh, he hasn't fucked anybody.
Okay. Once again, not that I would be mad. It's just kind of like a heads up kind of thing, And
Yeah,
once
no.
again, pretty.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. And Manu's just over at the other side, and he's just like... So, as everything is kind of like coming to a climax, Abigail comes out, and she's like, Okay, there are definitely more people than just Vera and you all. And she goes, and does anyone besides Alder speak Elvish?
I believe I do. Yes, I do.
Okay. She immediately just goes into Elvish and she goes, Jessica? And you hear Creed and she goes, Auntie, how are you? And she goes, you look great. And, they're having this conversation and it looks like Abigail hasn't seen Jessica in a very, very, very long time. And she goes, how's everything? How's Valdana? How is she doing? I haven't heard from her in quite some time. Is she doing okay? Is she still, did she get into any trouble? And she's like, now's not really the time to discuss this. And she goes, no, of course. And she goes, all right, well, and she looks at all of you. So I'm assuming the queen will be here very soon. Just get your chairs. I'm going to try to make everything more presentable. Fuck, when did I turn into this person? And eventually Fear comes out and he is beet red, profusely sweating, and his eyes are just like super wide as he comes in and he goes, oh, hey, Thokk. Just by the way, you know who knows all about Duke right now. And there's going to be another conversation very soon that I'm not looking forward to.
Did you talk to her first?
No,
Fucking liar.
I did not talk to her. I talked to someone else. And he looks over at you, Thokk. He's very upset.
Wait.
Yeah, just gears. And he's just gonna sit, and he does have a chair that has like the symbol of Thander on it. As he sits down and he goes, as everyone else sits around. And eventually, as you guys are all kind of conversing, the first person to go through is a battle kind of like drenched in blood. You don't know what part is her blood, what part is their blood, as Valdana is the first to kind of go through, and she's wiping gore and viscera out of her eyes. And she's looking around and she goes, oh, I didn't know we were having a meeting. And she looks up and Abigail immediately embraces Val. And she goes, all right, okay, you can let go of me now. It's fine. You're embarrassing me, please.
I lean over to
go.
Loki and I go, you can tell it's love because she's covered in all kinds of shit. It's gross. Do you remember when Mother used to do that to us?
And yeah. Go ahead, Loki. What were you going to say?
Oh, just like I remember her hugging you, yes.
Oh, stop. Always playing the black sheep.
And I like pulled up my hair. It's kind of like, I've got black hair. I am the black sheep.
Self-proclaimed, Loki. Self-proclaimed.
And she just very quietly, which Alder and Loki would both hear, she goes, Mom, I'm fine. And you see Abigail just kind of smile. And she goes, good. And she breaks out of Elvish and she goes, we still have your chair. If you wanted we still have it. And she goes, my chair since I was like 19. And eventually everyone kind of sits. And as she's getting there, Lysander comes out first, who is this elf, and he's like talking to Enya. And Enya is covered in, you would assume would be like blood, but it's soot. It is different. Like she comes in and there is a smell of charring in the room as if she has thrown electricity through her body countless fucking times. She looks around and she goes, oh shit, you're all here. Please, make yourselves comfortable. We have a lot to discuss. Where's Duke? And Pharaoh immediately looks at you and then looks at Thokk. And Enya goes, I don't like to keep wetting. Where's my advisor?
And Thor's gonna go.
And Fear looks at her and goes, there have been some developments, and Decoy Flintback has perished. in the midst of the giant battle. His body was unable to be reclaimed. And unfortunately, at this time, we do not have a direct link to Helm. And you see her, and she slinks down in her chair. And she kind of looks around, and then she looks over at you, your little group, and she goes, "Did you learn anything? Is there anything that we can use? Do you know what's coming?"
Flevlog and Enya.
I'm sorry, I'm not very familiar with those names.
Fire
Well,
giants.
Flevlog is the son of Surtur, and he is seeking out the Surtur sword to cause Ragnarok.
And it's
Bingo.
coming.
Yeah. To get the sword and destroy everything in his path.
He looks over at Alder, or she looks over at Alder, because Alder was going to say something.
Oh no, I just said bingo, as in like.
What's his name,
And she kind of looks, and she goes, "Interesting. What else did you learn?"
They are currently demolishing Asgard.
Not only that, but they know we've killed Egan. Egan was meant to send a correspondence when Valoria was ready to invade, after they'd raised everything. And as I'm talking, I pull out the symbol that I carved off of his clavicle. The message was never sent. I have the symbol, but there's nothing I can do. They are coming, and they know.
They're going to demolish everything in their path on the way here and when they get here. I did talk to Heimdall, or Helm as you call him. He's going to keep them on Asgard as long as he can. But who knows how long that's going to be.
And she's quiet for a moment, and she goes, "Was anything else taken from the temple? Any of the artifacts, or were they still there?"
Did we look for that?
I know the answer to that.
I don't think we did.
I don't have anything about it.
Yeah, I don't think we were aware of any sort of artifacts that we were meant to protect.
None being stolen. The sword of Surtur's there. There's other artifacts, but we didn't. I don't think we saw anything taken.
Okay, that's slightly less concerning. My bigger concern is we don't have this sort of soda here.
Where's the sword of Surtur?
And she kind of gets up and she goes, "Farah, you know a little bit more, no?" And Farah goes, "Well, when we learned about Surtur and Ragnarok when I was growing up, there's usually there's a death that kind of kicks off Ragnarok. It's not a sword per se. It's usually when one of the Twins of Storm dies.
Yeah.
That kind of kicks everything off. So I would assume, since you're here, and unless Talos is coming right around the hearth, he might be the sword. Metaphorically speaking, of course. I don't know.
No one's seen Talos in less time than they've seen me, but still a long time. And no one that I know of has heard from him other than her. I'll gesture over to Valdonna.
And she looks over at And Anya looks over at Val, and Val kind of just puts her hands up, and Anya goes, see, my concern is you were told that they were coming for the Sword of Soda, which I would assume they're telling anyone who would question, even if I asked, that they were coming for the Sword of Soda, assuming we didn't know about history. So knowing they either know Talos isn't here, or they don't know he isn't here, and they're trying to get him. If they know he isn't here, what's the end game? That's my concern.
Sounds like we need to talk to Talos.
It's easier said than done, brother.
It is, but what else are we to do? Perhaps if the two of us together talk to him. Valdonna's the only
Fair.
one who's had a chance to communicate, right?
Yeah.
Can we all hug, hold hands, I don't know, something feelingsy, allow us to reach out to him?
Do we know how long before Flevlog is coming?
No.
Okay. Do we know if there's going to be a second wave of fire giants that come with him?
No.
We know that they know that we've killed Egan. And he didn't send the all clear, so they know they're ready for a fight.
And if they come here, they're coming here to decimate. They're not coming here to get what they need and leave. Egan made sure to make that very clear in his final breaths that if they were coming to Valoria, they were coming to level it.
Destroy it.
And she looks over at you, Thokk. How have the evacuations been?
The ship is full of civilians. My crew's done whatever they can, as best as they can. It could have been worse. Could have been better.
And she kind of nods and she goes, Lysander, can you get a hold of the Diamond Wolf and let them know that they need to turn course? We're on a reconnaissance and rescue mission now. And Lysander goes, okay, I'm sure Captain Jennings can do that.
I'm gonna try to remember if anything was stolen when we got in and went into the temple.
Go ahead and roll a intelligence check to see if you can remember.
Did you say?
Natural 20 for
Natural
21.
20. So you're thinking you were on the base level. When you fought Egan, you were slightly underground, but it didn't look like it was just one main room. You didn't see anything of interest to the extent of like, oh, there's like an infinity gauntlet, like that kind of thing. You didn't see any of that. So you could either assume it's already been ransacked or there is another room
area, yeah.
With your nat 20.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, Thokk, what was that?
Oh no, I was gonna ask. Did you say Captain Jennings?
Are you saying that as Thokk or as Carlos?
Carlos had that in here.
She said Captain Jennings, yes.
Okay. So then, as Thokk, I'll say, so the pig is here.
I mean, that feels aggressive.
No, Captain Jennings is the captain of the ship named the pig. Sorry.
Yes.
I wasn't name calling.
He's not particularly here yet. The pig and the Diamond Wolf are both off. The Rampage isn't there, I believe. Regardless, we need to have more ships here to evacuate.
Okay. Do we know where the Rampage is? The Red Rampage?
I I'm not entirely sure. I mean, you're the pirate, yes?
Well, one of them, yeah. And I look at Creed.
And
Have you heard from Captain Reckless?
I mean, I can try to reach out to him.
Her.
Sorry.
No, you're good. There's a lot of captains.
I have a lot of fucking captains.
Yeah, you did.
So there is Jennings, and then Letman is the commanding officer of the Diamond Wolf.
Correct.
So there are 2 current ships that are also, they're reaching out to come back because they were doing something for her.
But none of them have arrived except the Wandering Rose and the Horizon.
Correct.
Got it. Well, we can reach out to Captain Reckless to see where she's at.
Anything you can get a hold of and anyone you can get a hold of, we need to make sure my people are safe.
Okay.
There's not a lot left.
I mean, Kree and I can do that. At least.
And Creed goes, yeah, of course we can, Auntie. We got it.
Queen Enya, excuse me, real quick. I have an alternative method, possibly. Potentially avoiding Valoria altogether. They are currently decimating my home, the home of your ancestors. And they are being kept there by the Watcher. You guys call him Helm, but he is Heimdall to me. I would like to take this crew that we've amassed, our party, and go in and try and kill them on Asgardian soil, not Valorian. I want to take first, if we can, us to go see Moradin and try and equip ourselves better, more effectively, and then take the fight to them instead of waiting here for them to take the fight to us. I don't know how many people or how many armies are left on Asgard, but they will fight for the Odinsons.
And you see her and she's listening and her eyes are kind of going back and forth and she goes, how do we get you there?
To Asgard or to Moradin?
Both.
Asgard's the hard part. I have to speak to Helm about that. Moradin, I need to get to the moon. And if I'm going to go to Moradin, I would like Mjolnir. I understand your attachment. I understand the need. There are personal reasons that I would like to take Mjolnir back, but more than anything, I need to be as close to full strength as I can be. And I won't be that until... you know.
And she kind of looks and she goes, my concern is, and I do have many, supposing you fail and they come here and I am not at my full strength. I don't know if I can risk that.
In all honesty, my queen, we are the best chance you have outside of that. If they get out of Asgard alive, there's not much that's going to stop them either way.
And she gets up and she goes, Find out how you're getting to the moon or Asgard first. Let me figure out what weaponry I have, if any, that would not render me completely useless. We have time, supposedly, and if not, they break through the barrier and we're dead anyway, yeah?
We don't have time. We need to get going as fast as we can. We have a lead in Falsera, but it's just a lead.
Then you'll have to give me a moment, and I figure you need to plan to get to Falsara then.
Yes, my queen.
Give me 10 hours. I'll be able to amass, reach out, figure the evacuation, figure what left I have of my army and of my men, and figure out if I have anything.
You know, when I was given the hammer, I was already the Godslayer. The hammer isn't what makes you a Godslayer. It's not what makes you a weapon. You are a weapon. It just raises you up. Take that from your great grandfather, as you will.
And she just kind of says, you know, the hammer wasn't in the family. It wasn't something that my father had and my father's father had. It was gifted to me when there was a very big threat that was coming. And I was the only one who made it, as you can obviously see. And the person who gave it to me is currently missing, and possibly the cause of Ragnarok. So I need to very carefully think about my next move, in all fairness.
Of course, it may appease you to know that that same person is the only reason I know who I am, and the only reason I'm in front of you now. I was put here for a reason.
And she gets up, and you see her, she just leaves the hammer there as she goes off into the corridor. And with that, I think we will end it from there. We have a lot of planning to do in the upcoming week. And I would also like to congratulate all of you as you have leveled up to 13.
Woo!
Sweet.
So we rolling? We rolling?
I didn't know if you wanted to do like the level up at the table or if you wanted to do it when you first got in, but I wanted to give you guys that news.
Whoop whoop!
And
Well,
you have
I don't
10
know what
hours,
our...
so you do have a full rest coming up. So
Nice.
wanted to make it make sense.
Cool. No, I don't know when we're gonna be playing again. So
So good thing
next
you
week.
have.
Are we next
Yeah.
week?
Yeah,
Carlos,
I thought we
are
were
you?
next
I thought you couldn't do it for the next couple weeks.
week after.
Oh,
Starting the 15th.
You can do the 8th.
I can do the 8th.
oh!
well, I thought you said you
9th.
couldn't do the 9th or the 23rd as well. So
I also thought that.
Why did I say that?
Well, that's off stream stuff.
Yeah, we'll
Oh.
figure it out.
Yeah, no, you're right. I forgot about the fucking 9th.
So,
You're right.
So
Josh.
we may or may not be on break.
Oh, man, what
We
a...
will let you guys know. Check
We
our
will.
Instagram, and we will keep you guys posted as the week comes through. If we're gonna even just do something and hang out with you guys or whatever. But do we want to roll hit dice? Does everybody know what they're taking, or are we gonna?
No, I don't. I think we should do a separate video like we did for the
okay.
other levels.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
then, with that being said, we're gonna roll hit dice after this. But Josh, would you like to read some names in the chat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my thing's being a little weird, but thank you to Gandalf the Babe, Captain Screw, Commander Root, Silly Gnome 225, Devlin 07, and lots of effort was required. Especially
That's a
lots of
dope
effort for
name.
talking in the chat. That's very appreciated.
I don't know. I'm a big fan of Captain Screw.
Yeah. So hot right now.
Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back on a week with a brand new episode. We will see you guys then. Stay safe, wear a fucking mask, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.